Anthropology is the study of man. More broadly speaking, anthropology is the study of man in totality, meaning thereby anthropology studies man from biological point of view, social point of view, cultural point of view, economic point of view, and political point of view. Actually, anthropology consists of two words. Anthropology, the word consists of two Greek words, anthropos meaning man, and ology meaning to a study. So the literal meaning of the word anthropology is a study of man, a study of man. But what to study about man? The broader definition of anthropology is a study of man in totality. Anthropology is a study of man in totality. Totality means from all points of view: biological, social, cultural, economic, and political. Actually, human life has these 5 dimensions. We have a bodily endowment. This, our body is biological independent. As a biological being, we have needs, biological needs, and in order to satisfy these biological needs, we have developed social institutions. So actually, man, first of all, man is a biological being. Man is a biological being, and as a biological being, how we come on this earth? We study this topic under the term evolution. So, as a biological being, further, I would like to say that man has hunger, thirst, sex. But man as a biological being is not sufficient. He cannot survive alone. So man, in order to satisfy these biological needs, has made social life, marriage, family, etc. Marriage, family, kinship, or social life. So man made social system, social institution. Why social institution? In order to satisfy these biological needs, hunger, thirst, and sex. Thirdly, man made cultural institutions. Cultural institutions, religion, custom, tradition, custom, law, these all are rules. Man made cultural institutions such as religion, custom, tradition to organize social life. Always have a question in mind: why social life? The answer is to organize, the answer is to satisfy biological needs. Then why cultural life? Why cultural system? Cultural system is made to organize social life. And further, man has a economic life. Man has economic life. Everyone have to earn something to survive. So every man has a livelihood. So that is economic life. And further, to organize, to regulate social life, man have political life or political institutions. So man as a biological being, first of all, man is a biological being, and as a biological being, man has hunger, thirst, sex. To satisfy these biological needs, man made social life. To organize society, man have cultural life, man have cultural regulations, rules, and to survive, man has a livelihood, and to regulate social life, to regulate all aspects, man has a political system. So as a whole, to understand man, anthropology studies man as a biological being, anthropology study man as a social being, anthropology studies man as a cultural being, and as an economic being and political. These are the 5 dimensions. We study 5 dimensions of man, we study in anthropology. One thing, since anthropology study these 5 aspects of man: biological, social, cultural, economic and political, anthropology cover subject matter of other disciplines such as biological aspect of man, covers comes from biology, social aspect is related to sociology, economic aspect is related to economic, and political aspect is related to political science. However, anthropology is different from all the discipline. First, I like to make clear that anthropology is different from other subjects: sociology, history, psychology, economics and political science. These are other disciplines. They focus only 1 and 2 aspect or 3 aspect of man. Anthropology is different from all these disciplines in that anthropology, it is the anthropology alone that cover all these 5 aspects of man, such as biological, social, cultural, economic and political. Anthropology is the only discipline that cover all aspects of man, that studies all aspects of man: biological, social, cultural, economic and political science. Sorry, that is anthropology here. Anthropology studies all these cultural, biological, social, cultural. Anthropology studies man from biological point of view, social point of view, cultural. Sociology does not. The difference between sociology and anthropology is that whereas anthropology studies man from all these 5 point of view, sociology ignores the study of biological aspect of man. In sociology, we do not study about evolution, primate order, fossil, genetics, race, etc. So anthropology is different from sociology in a study social aspect, biological aspect of man. Human life is rooted in biology and culture both. So anthropology study biological aspect, social aspect, cultural aspect, economic aspect and polity. So it is a study of man in totality, entirety. History also neglect. History also a study is ignore biological aspect of man and a study social, cultural, economic and political aspect of man. So history also ignore biological aspect, and in this way anthropology is different from other discipline. Psychology Psychology, a study biological aspect of man, social aspect of man, and cultural aspect of man. Actually, psychology is the study of personality, and personality depends upon biological aspect, social aspect, and cultural aspect. So these are the three dimensions that is focus of psychology. But psychology somewhat ignores economic and political aspect of man. Economic is such a discipline where its focus is on economic aspect, and political science focus is on political aspect. So these are the discipline. These are the other discipline which touches 1, 2, 3 or 4 aspect of man. But anthropology is the only discipline that study man from all these 5 point of view. The same thing is this paper, that anthropology, other subject, for example, sociology cover social, cultural, economic and political aspect. Sociology ignore biological aspect of man. History also ignore biological aspect of man. But sociology and history ignore biological aspect. Psychology ignore economic and political aspect. But it is anthropology whole that include all these aspects. Now here I am showing that distinctive feature of anthropology is holism. Distinctive characteristic of anthropology is holism. Actually, by holism we mean that all aspects of life are interrelated and interdependent. All aspects, biological, social, cultural, economic, political, all these aspects are interrelated. So one aspect cannot be studied ignoring other aspect. For example, biological aspect can be studied in relation to other aspect, must be studied in relation to social and cultural aspect. So anthropology is not biology. Anthropology is different from biology in that focus of anthropology in man, and man's life is rooted in biology and culture both. So consideration of culture is very important in the study of biological aspect, and since culture does not exist in the air, it is always associated with social aspect, so we use the term biological, cultural and social. You see this here question in 2001, biocultural dimension, biocultural dimension is the hallmark mark of biological anthropology. This is the question in 2001 IS. This question shows that anthropology is not biology. In biology, we study animals that do not have culture. Only human has culture. So, in a study of biological aspect of human, consideration of culture is of vital importance. So, those who do not come from biological background, suppose they are engineers or they are coming from arts and commerce background, they need not to worry a lot that they cannot study anthropology because there are 30% content of the syllabus is from biology. That is simple biology. And one the important concern is you have to study biological aspect. For example, human evolution, human genetics, from cultural perspective also. For example, genetics. Genetics a biological phenomenon is biological, but when in animal and plant, genetics is a biological process. For example, crucial factor in genetics is mating, and mating in plant and animal is a biological phenomena, is a biological process. We have made intervention in animal and plant mating, and we have developed hybrid seed. There is a green revolution in Punjab, Haryana. So, intervention in the biological phenomena such as mating resulted in hybrid wheat, hybrid cow, and subsequently resulted in green revolution or white revolution. Production of milk increased a lot because of hybrid cow. But in human case, when we add the word human genetics, in human, mating is biological and cultural, biocultural, because in human genetics is mating in human is a biocultural, because marriage or mating in human depends upon religion, ethics, morality, etc. So, human genetics is a biocultural. So, human evolution is a different phenomena. Genetic is a biological, but when we add adjective human, that become biocultural. So, always remember, anthropology is unique from biology, is different from biology, because anthropology studies biological aspect, economic aspect, political aspect, relating it to social and cultural factor. Even we study economic factor, economic aspect, considering social and cultural context. Actually, focus of anthropology is tribal society, and in tribal society, economic life is intertwined with social cultural life. So, in a study economic issue, we have to take into account, we have to consider social factor and culture factor. Tribals live in the harsh environment, because cooperation, they can't survive. So whatever may be the mode of production, either they are hunter, shifting cultivator or agriculturist, kinship cooperate each other. Kinship cooperation is must in performing economic activity. Secondly, they take the blessing of supernatural. They perform worship before starting economic phenomena. So economic aspect, anthropology studies economic aspect considering social and cultural context. That is very important. Likewise, anthropology studies political issues considering social and cultural factors. In tribal, anthropology focus is tribal society. I will give a detailed lecture that the focus of anthropology is tribal society. Though believe in modern society, we study anthropology where concern is the tribals who live in the forest. So we have to change our mindset. Concern of tribal society is different. They live in harsh environment, and in that environment, if we study political issues, it is kinship, village council that decides all things. Village council is of paramount importance, and that take decision, that decide cases, that maintain peace and order in the society. So anthropology is holistic. It studies biological, economic, political, all issues, biological, economic, political, in relation to social and cultural context. This is very important, and I will explain it further also. Next, this one. Next, I have to explain the next thing. Central in these five aspects. In these five aspects, biological, social, cultural, our concern is in these five aspects. Culture is the central concern. In the five aspects, biological, social, cultural, economic and political, most important concern, most important issue is culture, and culture is the central concern of anthropology, because culture regulates all aspects of life: biological, economic, political, social and political. Culture is the central concern. Just like in a music band, it is the master that guide all the instrumentalists, all the. So in anthropology, culture is the master concept, and culture regulate all aspects of life. I will discuss all the things. It will go on. I will prove that culture regulate biological aspect, what to eat, what not to eat depends upon culture. Culture regulate economic life, culture regulate political life and social life. So this is a simple, this is a brief introduction of anthropology, and I will give in the next lecture how anthropology is a very good optional in civil services. Thanks.